Hope of that Bentley with elegant, smoking on medicine. Only the money is relevant, so give her a rush of adrenaline. Gentleman, new stick, stepping it, too lit. Sweep out the blow with the broomstick. She begged me to play me a demo. She sang in the studio, then sang in my room, and singing my names every tune. Switching the lane, she's still in the coupe. She begged me to play me a demo. Playing with fire, you gonna get burned. She was a man, I was taking my turn. She was a man, she was taking my turn.
He's too cold. Yo, people, first reaction of the day. Let's get into it, man, fam. You know, hey.
After bar, I'm too persistent. With income and no cast. Get it on my own, no collab. But a bar with me, that's a body bag.
Yo, people, the lot we're telling them it's your boy Njies, man, like Njies or MLC and Njies. Now the building right now we've got Nafe Smallz, the mention of Waterfalls, fam. Before we get into it, subscribe to the channel. This is second, third, fourth, sixth, seventh time here. You might as well subscribe because you're obviously enjoying the content, blood. Now we've got a block list reaction. You might obviously know how I like to do my reactions. Big screen with me in the corner, but certain artists I can't react to them because the video just gets blocked. So I have to create this little method here, fam. You know what I'm saying? Put the video in the little corner and them thing there. Then we can get to it. But before we get into it though, this is how much I rate Nafe Smallz. Now, in 2020, at the start of the year, when the lockdown all began, all the COVID, all of them things there, fam, I found music, and at the end of the year, that's when I found YouTube. But when I was doing the music thing, I'm currently on like my 17th track, I think, if I'm not mistaken, but I'm basically doing it where I'm literally hitting every single genre. So I've done grime, I've done drill, I've done an American beat, I've done a pop smoke beat, I've what else have I done? I've done Afro, fam, I've done a rap beat, I've talked about like my life and all of them things there, fam. Now I'm doing a trap wave beat, fam, you know what I'm saying, on a Nafe Smallz M Hunshaw type of, you know what I mean? So when I was starting to write my lyrics and them thing there, I came up with a melody and I was like, yo, this melody sounds sick, fam, on this beat, bruv. And then I was like, fam, I swear I've heard this melody though. Subconsciously, I literally took a man's whole floor, blood. Literally, the song that we're just listening to, Nafe Smallz and Little TJ, Elegance, fam, that's the exact melody that I was singing in the chorus of that tune. It was so cold that I subconsciously just stole a man's whole floor. I said, yeah, I definitely can't use that right there, blood. But that's how much I rate Nafe Smallz, blood. That his flow was just subconsciously in my head. And I'm thinking that, yeah, man just came up with this sick flow. But the whole time, it was a whole nother man's, blood. You know what I'm saying? But hey, let's get into this, though. Nafe Smallz, Dimensions of Waterfalls. I still haven't got into the tape or the project because there's been a lot of stuff on my plate, you know what I'm saying? But let's get into this. Let's check this one out. 100 ting, 100 ting, man. What are we doing, man? 100. Yeah, this is gonna be mystical.
Trying to build myself back up so I can never fall. This one for the bitches who I fucked and I did never call.
We'll get into it, man. It's like his voice is like another element to the beat, bro. You know how you have layers and then you have him on the, you know that like that the element that you hear that his voice is just like another layer to the instrumental, blood. You know what I'm saying? But man's just speaking with it, you know what I'm saying? The melodicity is on different levels, man.
Trying to build myself back up so I can never fall. This one for the bitches who I fucked and I did never call. Fully on my egg like this whip, I can never stall. Cali pack, loaded in the swisher, nigga, here we go. I found love inside of you, then we let it go. Love of my life, yeah right, guess we'll never know. Luck of the dice, you won't know if you don't ever roll. They forgetting all the shit I done soon as I tell them no. Round and round and round.
I don't know about the drip though. I don't know about the drip still. Me can't lie, fam. I don't know about the drip. Man's looking like a Saudi Arabian mom right now, fam. You know what I'm saying? But I respect it though, fam. But the scenery that he chose, the waterfall. You know what I'm saying? Then you saw the little smoke and them thing there, fam. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, perfect scenery.
Don't never roll. They forgetting all the shit I done soon as I tell them no.
But if you're explaining Nafe Smallz and his flow, blood, that's perfect. Like water, fam.
Round and round and round, just like a merry-go. Speakers turn them all the way up, shade never low. Really need to let go of my past so I can let this flow. Now I'm with the stars, you only see me through that telescope. Whipped up cocaine in the kitchen, I was selling rope.
Man, so far gone, the only thing you can see me through is a blood clot lens that allows you to see how many miles away that you can't see with the naked eye, fam. Listen, there's levels to this shit, people. That's all you gotta understand, fam. You know what I'm saying? You can't reach a certain level that this man's at, fam. You
I'm
get
with
me?
the stars, you only see me through that telescope. Whipped up cocaine in the kitchen, I was selling raw. Way before I had this fucking money, I was hungry. I was stuck inside the jungle where them snakes live on every road. Nowadays I'm picking up them pieces after every shot. 222, I'm seeing signs up on every wall. Said she hold me down for thick or thin, how she let me fall. Made me lose my trust in women, probably why I dog out on somebody who deserve more than I can show. Yeah, these are just some thoughts on the night. If it's me, you expect it to be different. You was right, it was me. You expected just to listen when we fight. But I ball up them problems like this lean and this Sprite.
This guy wearing wellies, bro. Sorry, bro. The drip's taking me away if I want my... Are those wellies? You might just be taking just anything from any industry and just call it a fashion thing, fam. I swear man's wearing wellies right now, fam. Like he's out here stepping in mud, fam. You know what I'm saying?
Me, you expected just to listen when we fight. But I ball up them problems like this lean and this Sprite with this weed.
That's exactly why I looked at the camera, blood, like he's stepping in mud, but lean and the Sprite, blood. All of them things there, another name for it is the mud. Come on, man. Oh, man.
Just to listen when we fight. But I ball up them problems like this lean and this Sprite with this weed and this life. Fucking 3 different types. I be cruising through the city with my jeans and a pipe. Feel the breeze and it's like the only time I come alive. It was me, I told you that I love you. Weed in this life, fucking 3 different types. I be cruising through the city with my jeans and a pipe. Feel the breeze and it's like the only time I come alive. It was me, I told you that I love you and I lie. But something about that pussy made me weak, cause you mine. And I'm sliding in that road, got my meat in your spine. And the way I make you feel like I won't leave you behind. But I'm with somebody else, so when you call I decline. Something wrong with me. You could ask my homies cause they grown with me. Can't make up my mind, there's different women in my home with me. If you
That's brazy though, because everyone has different kinds of like friends in them thing there, and certain man be on fuckery, but it's like, I don't know, it's like, cause it's the man them, you kind of give them a blight type of thing, but you know what I mean? Or certain, personally, I'm the kind of person that doesn't really like to, you know what I'm saying, tell people about their ways, because I don't want to create a certain type of situation, fam, you know what I'm saying? But that is true though, fam. Certain times the man them do be on fuckery, especially when it comes to the galley them, and you don't really check them on it like that, fam, you know what I'm saying? At times, you know what I mean? But sometimes it's too late though. The man them comes, you haven't seen him for a month or for 2 weeks, next thing you know, he tells you about some brazy situation, you can't really do anything about it, fam, you know what I'm saying? It already happened.
I'm with somebody else, so when you call I decline. Something wrong with me. You could ask my homies cause they grown with me. Can't make up my mind, there's different women in my home with me. If you tryna build, I think it's best you take it slow with me. Fly to every island, there ain't nowhere left to go with me. Go with me, go with me. Hate myself for making sure they feel like she alone with me. But I love it when she naked and she putting on a show for me, boast on it. Met somebody new, then put my coat on it. Lost the trust in 21 seconds, we were so solid. Risking all my freedom for my young.
Yo, this guy's beat selection, bruv. His beat selection is ridiculous, bruv. Do you know what parallel means? You know what adjacent means? That's what him and his beats are always doing, fam. They're always like on par, doing the exact same thing, fam. The complementary thing is ridiculous, but his beat selection is cold, bro. Cold.
I love it when she naked and she put
his beats always compliment what he's trying to do on the track, fam. It's ridiculous.
On a show for me, boast on it. Met somebody new, then put my coat on it. Lost the trust in 21 seconds, we were so solid.
The beat's got that right amount of, you know what I'm saying, jump to it, blood, you know what I'm saying, but it still also has that mellow vibe that Nafe Smallz is so good at creating, fam. But it also has that nice little drum, that kick to it, fam, you know what I'm saying, to give it that kind of little bounciness as well, you know what I'm saying.
Risking all my freedom for my youngers, making no profit. Spent so many years inside the game, these streets got robotic, oh so wavy. Lost my mojo lately. If I post my shorty, have my old hoe shady.
Yeah, one thing you have, yeah, you definitely ain't lost your mojo, my guy. Because when you're creating ish like this, fam, you know what I'm saying? But at the end of the day, there's different elements to life, fam, you know what I'm saying? So maybe he's talking about a completely different aspect. But to us anyway, you're doing your thing, fam, you know what I'm saying?
Wavy, lost my mojo lately. If I post my shorty, have my old hoe shady. Chase this money, I don't care who rate me. I've been locked in this music, hope that snare gon' save me, yeah. Locked in the music, hope the snare gon' save me, yeah.
Shout out production, blood. Shout out production, because you're listening to what the artist is doing. Shout out production. Shout out Audible Producky.
And I never needed money and this fame. They can see me way up before I put these hundreds in these chains. They can see me in the sun, they can see me when it rains. I'm the only one who's struggling to see me through the pain. I was different when I met, she ain't leaving me the same. I hit it once, she ain't seeing me again. Nowadays I got no reason to complain. Spending thousands on the bill, course I'm leaving them to change. All I know is keep it real, but the realness is a maze. I've been pouring my emotions, they gon' feel this on the stage. Tits on the whip, I put my children in a range. And the judge lock my niggas, they got children in a cage.
He's one of the best in the world, man. He is one of the best in the world, fam.
Okay.
For a fact, fam. You just listen to what I fucking heard, fam. Oh my days, bro. He's one of the best in the world, man. He is one of the best in the world, people, fam. You know what I'm saying? Let me check as well. What was this one called? Dimensions of Waterfalls. Dimensions of Waterfalls. A man came and delivered that as well, blood. Nah, he's... Nafe Smallz, blood. You just gotta realize in terms of the beat selection, the name that he called it, the scenery that he chose, and then delivered that, fam. Everything aligned so perfectly, fam. This one on the album, I'm guessing it is, right? Yeah. I can't wait to listen to this one. Nafe Smallz is, bruv, he's the coldest, man. He's the coldest. People put respect on this guy's name, fam. You know what I'm saying? Get to realize, because, yeah, man. Yeah, greatness in front of your eyes, man. I'll catch you on the next one, though. It's your boy Njies, man. Njies at MLC Njies. Let me put that in the YT playlist before I even go, man. Because nah, bruv. Nah. The guy is fucking different. Any big people, man. I'm going.
Bar after bar after bar after bar after bar, I'm too persistent. Whipping comment, no cast. Get it on my own, no collab. But if a bar with me, that's a body bag. Your mans want smoke, then he leaves with a toe tag. Whole squad hit with a double mag Glock. Got left in the street and the body's getting chucked. Bullets with names and your shit's getting popped. Better be with me and the bag's getting cocked. Still gotta chase the bag, humble. Ain't gotta brag in a league on my own, and my stats getting flagged. Hit me for the feet, got verses in stats. Come through like the queen, gotta pay that tax.